reach. They have absolutely none. And all of a sudden, you don't have that ability, as the panel said, to close gaps onto the Arc Warden. And I think that if Secret get to a point in the game where it's even at maybe 20-25 minutes, Arc Warden just wins the game by himself.
You know, in a way, I can agree with you. In the other way, we've also seen what Linas can do once they get massively farmed up. They have that long attack range, which comes in from the Lina, basically turning it. You're saying like, oh, maybe you go with Sniper on the last pickup. You're talking a little bit more for like Secret at that point, but like that's kind of what Lina turns into, right? And with that heavy amount of damage, you can deal with the clone nice and quickly. You can actually keep away from the rupture that the Bloodseeker is looking to offer. I am just interested to see how the laning phase goes more than anything else, because bottom lane, they're really adding pressure. Pycat in the trees, they're getting the stuns, the spark rays, the bane of everyone's existence when you're level 1. It's so much damage, and it's just going to keep chasing you. Pycat, at least he's able to... No, he's not able to outrun this one. Another stun will connect, and first blood spilled by Puppey, and he's already TPing to the top lane to try and change the momentum up here.
I don't think Rubik, you want the Warlock against the Sky. That's the whole point of picking the hero. You out-sustain the harass damage like we saw last game with the Witch Doctor. You don't want a Rubik Gyro against this lane. You're just going to get harassed out and potentially even die.
Well, they changed their lane up. So homing missile from Pycat should be able to connect Puppey. Another great stun, just making sure that Optic will not chase down the Beastmaster. 3 mangoes. Yeah, he can handle the regeneration.
Yep. The Lina matchup mid, though, is quite nice. We saw Bloodseeker just absolutely dumpstering a few heroes. Lina much better against the hero, although CC and C assist both last hit. CS not his strong suit.
Don't be picking on him. Yapsor's on the run. They don't have enough follow-up, not with just 33 as well as Zai down here. They needed an extra hero to get the kill on Yapsor, and Yapsor knows it. He's running back in. That Observe Ward from Zai could help him out. Puppey and Fada chasing PPD in the trees. Have to burn that regeneration on himself at this rate.
Yeah, Skywrath with Bloodseeker is great for 2 reasons. One, late game, you buff him, and he just
Zai? Ooh. He came in a little bit close towards Ace, copped a lot of damage, has to turn around because of the Spark Wraith. Get the Telekinesis grab up with the Fadebot, he'll kill off Yapsor, keeps his distance from the Spark Wraith, and Zai, oh, okay, yeah, no, there's nowhere to run away from that. Ace finds the kill.
Yep, and I love this because you always keep the enemy heroes low, and that helps Bloodseeker significantly. He gets, you know, plus 30-something damage. You look top, no real harass. I mean, actually, Flesh Beastmaster, that's a great harassing lane. Sky Arc Warden does the same. So you make the Bloodseeker in an unfavorable matchup. Just, it's so easy now because you get 30 damage every time you go for last hits.
Well, CCNC just keeps him controlled, however, with the Light Striker around the tower. So at least he gets something back against mid one. He'll burn his last pot. So everything else has to be relying on the regeneration he gets from lane kills. It's been a fun game of, I want to say almost musical lanes at the beginning. Decent rotations from the support off, but Puppey will return to the top lane. Trying to mess around with Pycat. He'll miss the stun. Pycat reading this perfectly. I really want to just also take a moment before we have our next engagement just to praise Pycat. Like, he's been playing so well. Maybe South Curse coming in. He's cleaning up the creep wave around the tower with the heal from the Shadow Word. Focuses on the Puppey as the Fatal Bonds is out too. And they'll retreat out. But Pycat's really, like, in just the last month, actually not even last month, the last like 3 months, stepped up so high. 33's in trouble, I think he's dead. We have one more orb. He's got stick charges available into the trees. And at the same time, CCNC dies
Gyro's at a quarter HP, bottom lane, they're landing the kill on Night Stalker. He's got a bonus like 60-something damage. He just runs at CCNC, and that's the strength of these heavy harass lanes, the Bloodseeker mid. And that's, there's nothing you can really do if you're CCNC. If the stun gets juked, you're just dead. And yeah, I mean, the problem I have with the Optic lineup as well is Gyro's your tempo controller. He needs to have a great game so that he can kill everybody with a flak into a Fatal Bonds. And he's only level 3, XP dependent carry, and I don't think they can actually crush this lane. Lesh Beastmaster's way too strong. They're already ahead, and they have a Shrine in a minute.
Yeah, they're not getting the CS they really need to get on him, as well as you said, the experience. That's when things have to try and change around. Like, we're now in our first nighttime phase, the Night Stalker. Rubik's already started his rotation, so Zaya's coming into mid lane, try and get something on mid one before he's able to get that rupture and cause real problems to them. Because you know the second he has rupture and someone drops low on the side lanes, mid one will murder. He will murder CCNC. And it's already been 1 death for him. This feels like bait from CCNC.
Yeah, look at mid one though, playing so disciplined. He knows the Rubik's off map.
Yapsor's already here. Concussive shot. starts with the TP out. Zai is like, oh. The time it took for mid one to walk a little bit down to avoid the light strike array is the time it took to TP out. Puppey is on the wrong side of the tracks. Homing missiles coming in. He wants to deny himself. Aggro's the creeps at the right time, but then Rocket Barrage. PyCat will get the kill.
CCNC denied 3 creeps mid on that wave that went into tower. Otherwise, he would die 100% to a rupture. Mid one was like 15, 30 experience away from getting 6, or he would just die. No TP, so he would feed the Skywrath, and they would have crushed there. But well played getting the last hits that counted.
Well, Rupture's up now. Made 1 hit 6.
Yeah, he needs. It's just so scary because mid, you have a tendency to tunnel vision because you're, trying to get all these last hits. Bloodseeker hitting for 100 something, so it's always tough. But you look around the map, you don't realize maybe that, oh crap, your carry's dying.
They're going after Puppey, trying to make the most out of this nighttime before Yapsok can help him out. Puppey gets a good split earth onto 33, and then the Spark Wraith, the attack from Zai will be able to reach it. 33, run away as quick as you can, away from the Spark Wraith, and Zai ruptured up. He'll end up falling too. And they didn't even pick up the bounty room. Bloodseeker, yeah, sure, take the extra cash. We'd sit in there for a minute on that bottom lane.
Yep. An immediate TP from Yapsor because the Bloodseeker rotated out. He goes mid, ensures this catapult wave dies as fast as possible, and collects free XP. Really disciplined. TPs are cheap. A creep wave is always worth your teleport. In an in-game like this, where you don't have to rotate.
Yep. And mid one can now do the rest of the push out. PPD. Like, he puts the Feather Bonds on, you got a double damage room for CCNC. So if they can get a stun onto mid one, they may think about doing a little bit more, but no, won't happen. It's bottom lane where something's happening. Ace picked up, thrown down, becomes more in the bubble. The Spark Wraiths once again being planted, but not as intimidating just at the moment. They're only level 1s. He went 2-1-1, sorry, built on the Arc Warden.
Really good. I mean, Ace obviously a real Arc Warden player, but I've seen so many like 2-0-4 builds. Like, it just seems bad. And he gets that point in Magnetic Field almost every game, and you can see like it's super good. It's 100% evasion plus the big attack speed bonus. There's no reason to skip it completely until your other skills are maxed.
Yeah. It's just such a great lane presence with the Spark Wraiths. Like, you just dominate all the side lanes. You talk about like hating techies. I feel like Spark Wraiths kind of do the same thing, except you can't walk up and kill them. You just gotta wait until they time out. Well, this is a nice little stack for PyCat. He's gonna give it to PPD. Probably a good thing as well, because they need to get the rock up on Warlock. They need some kind of team fight intimidation from Optic.
Yeah, from PyCat's timing, he's going to get Phase Boots Aquila, level 6, probably around like the 9-minute mark, and then he's going to want to make a rotation, but he was unable to do anything on that initial night time, and that's the problem with being aggro dual-laned and forced to sit your Warlock nearby, is that he doesn't accelerate and thus can't dive in that bottom lane. He can't rotate, and it means that Secret just continue to pressure in all their lanes, and I really think Optic are the ones that got to make moves. This Arc Warden is going to have a real nice time.
Team Secret were actually looking for both the bounty runes and then potential rotation to mid, but CCNC saw Skywrath coming up, and his DD rune was automatically popped, so CCNC backs off the mid lane as far away from the Rupture as possible into a safe position until the threat has moved away, which it has.
Oh my god, Yepser's already level 5. So is Puppey's 4, huh?
Zaya's 5 as well. It's been a lot of pulling. Like, it's been a lot of pulling from the to the side lanes.
Yeah, mid one's having a great time though. I think this hero is super undervalued still. A lot of teams have been picking up Bloodseeker, but I think that his kit puts him in a position he could be potentially even first 2'd. So easy to build drafts around because it's not about him, right? It's about the 40% more damage you give your teammates.
Again, being a little bit intimidated. Silenced up into the trees. The split earth only barely misses. The Creepways following 33 in.
Oh, Bloodseeker forces the CCNC TP as well.
Oh my god.
And he's ruptured still.
Yeah, CCNC TP down the bottom lane to try and be involved in this engagement. Puppey hits the stun, but 33's there to punch him down. But Bloodseeker, there's a lot of heroes low, so beat into the tier 1 tower in mid. Nice Stalker will begin his TP in. He's going to have a little bit of extra help. That's in the form of the Rubik. Waiting it out 33 as Zai has the telegets grab, pick him up. Still aggro from the tower. Mid one has 1 charges, and he's also got the distance. He's got the speed. And he's just running it away. Fada, no way. Is he really going to turn this around? The Raw directly into 33. I thought they're going to get Zai as well.
How many times are you going to use those lines, Toby? Every time somebody runs away quickly, you bring up that song. I love it, but still.
Do I? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm an old man with only a few lines. I can't learn new tricks. That's why OD Pixel is the superior caster.
Someone's bitter.
What?
It's just the British accent. It just trumps Australia every time. And
Wow.
Rupture.
Go
It's
be
going to be a full
generic
heal,
American
too.
5 TPD.
Dude, that hero is nuts. It's like LeBron
Ooh.
James. He does everything. He can land the assists or just slam it home if necessary.
CCNC's trying to slam something. Spark right down. Haste Rune doesn't allow him to catch up to the Bloodseeker, who definitely was looking to hide in the tree line.
Thought about to finish that Necro level 1, too. Having a great game.
Yabsaw half shows himself, and CCNC realizes his angle of approach against Fada was not going to work.
Optic's win condition is so rough this game. Their Gyro's so far behind. Gyro, Lina, like these heroes, they need space. They need to be able to eat creeps around the map and connect. And Optic supports, like who's really going to be making plays? Like a Boots, Rubik, can he really make enough plays around the map? Because so far the answer's been no, and I don't think it really changes. You have way more ability to clear waves on Secret. You scale better.
33. It's just so hard. The clone started doing the rest of the work underneath the tower, so Ace didn't even lose much.
They didn't even lose the clone. That magnetic field stopped the auto attack, so they don't even get the gold bounty. Top lane, level 6 on Yapzor. Rupture as well.
Yeah, they're looking for Pie Cap. But we were talking about this during the drafting phase. You get a Gyrocop, you just burn everything, right? Like, okay, you're ruptured, but you stand your ground.
It's a good hero against the Bloodseeker, but the problem is that mid one, he's just going to go, I assume, like Shadowblade BKB. And as long as he gets Rupture off, he runs in BKB. What does Optic do? They have absolutely nothing to pierce
Optic
BKB.
smoke and wrap around the back. They have the Observer Ward in that northern lane. That's why they know what's going on. So the smoke breaks. Darkness will now trigger. Puppey as well as Yapzor. Light Strike Array is quick, and they just use Laguna Blade. Get the quick kill. Zai able to steal the lightning. They chain it straight off pretty quickly, but it's mid one in trouble in the lane. Trying to get away, but it's way too much damage. Trade-off is the Warlock, however. Down on bottom lane, looks like PPD was just pushing by himself. And that's an easy kill for an Arc Warden and a Beastmaster rotation, and he did just roar it.
You're okay with that, though. I mean, it's annoying.
You're more okay with this if you can get the follow-up picks. They're still TPing underneath that Observer Ward. So the Radiant, actually I realize it's actually a Radiant Ward, not a Dire Ward.
Is Arc Warden getting this? No, he's not. Okay, he had the wand.
Goodbye,
but
Clone.
the thing is, they get the follow-up kill, but not only that, there's no objective pressure from Optic. They can land kills, but with no real method of tower pressure, they're reliant on being ahead. But if you aren't ahead, you can't really stay ahead. Like, the advantage, it doesn't exist. You can't go back in time, and in the meantime, Secret just continue to press. Ace now finishing up the Midas in a couple last hits, and again, the clock is ticking. Optic have to play fast and continue crushing and finding kills. It's just so hard in this game.
I feel like so much money is also being wasted. Let's go flag. I'm hoping PPD picks up this bounty rune on bottom lane pretty soon. Yeah, they're coming over. It's going to get bottled up by CCNC. Just
another smoke towards the bottom lane.
Efficiency. They waited 3 minutes before they picked that up. Rupture. Out in Pie Cap. Bloodride as well, but he's happy to stand his ground. And okay, he's trying to walk it off a little bit further. Starts the TP, but Yapzor, he'll turn the ulti on. Ace battling on the bottom lane. PPD will end up falling. They try to do it with a rock, but now it's up to Zai to pick up and throw away. But this is just an open ticket for mid one to start the dive. Yeah. The regeneration. Like, PPD is still like buffing up the Bloodseeker as they want to go in deeper on top. CCNC has to come bottom lane and get some kind of rebuttal.
This is perfect play. We see VP do this. We see LGD do this. Make plays away from your carry. He needs time, so the Arc Warden does die bottom, but he makes space, and in the meantime, you just crush the top lane with 4 and get tower 2, and this is the advantage of a Beastmaster Bloodseeker draft. They land the kills on the cores, they immediately clear a tower with spare time to go farm enemy jungle. Optic got a nice smoke couple kills, but they got nothing. Same with this kill bottom. Yeah, they get the tier 2, they blew the Warlock ulti, but, or sorry, tier 1, but it's not super impactful. That tower was already so low.
They're actually pushing harder. Pycast defending the tier 2 tower. But Optic still have the numbers on the north. They probably won't push too hard though. Necro is on cooldown for the moment. The Lina does have a fresh Yule Scepter. She'll walk underneath the Radiant Observer Ward and reveal that. So at least you've got escape or initiation item for CCNC.
I like the way they're itemizing too. Beastmaster and Bloodseeker going Shadowblade, because they already have so much wave clear just thanks to the Arc Warden and the Lesh support. they're going to have tons of time to be off map and make their presence known, finding kills thanks to the vision of their creep waves. Plus, they're playing for the late game, so just play for pickoffs and be mobile and evasive.
CCNC's beaten down this mid tower. Still got another minute before nighttime. No darkness available. Roar on top lane. Highcat initiated on PPD, trying to help him out with the Shadow Word. And maybe they... No. They don't have enough regeneration.
Skywrath Beastmaster.
Yeah. Perfect control. Rupture onto CCNC. Turns around for Light Strike away. Moves out. He'll use it to avoid the blood right as mid one does fall. 33. Trapped inside the bubble. Support coming in from CCNC. He's got Magona Blade just bursting him down. Both Puppey and mid one will fall. So CCNC was initiated on, but then Team Secret end up having, definitely not an even trade. It's only the Gyrocopter's death on top lane that balances this.
And that is the downside of the Shadow Blade Agi treads on Bloodseeker, because you just die once you get isolated there.
Fada, very nice TP out in the trees.
Yeah, I was talking with a couple of pro players about this. Bloodseeker, while it's a great hero, no one really knows how to itemize it properly. It's such a strange hero. You want some sort of build-up, but drums feels worthless. You're already a race car.
Yeah.
You don't need nitrous, too. And what did you buy? You want health. You want survivability. I actually think in this game, he probably wants to think about a hood. You might even just first item BKB. I don't know. You want health and you need a BKB.
So you find sustainability first, and then you go in for a bigger item like a Radiance Burn or something like this?
Yeah.
Like Radiance was the old always pick item on Bloodseeker.
This game, though, you're just not really counted on. You don't need to do damage. You just need to stay alive and make your presence known. So I honestly have no idea. I expect a BKB next, but after that, who knows?
I think Blade will be a nice pickup. CCNC finding his own pickup, bottom lane. Fuels into the Light Strike array. Anyone bring detection? He'll turn around for the Roar, and Yapso just turns the ulti on Zai. He stole it himself, picking up in the toss way. Did he throw him?
Oh,
No, he didn't throw him. He left him on the spot, so the stolen Rupture doesn't actually hurt Fada. All he had to do was throw him, and he would have had the kill. But that support came real quick from Team Secret. And even Yapso, like he's close to the Yule Scepter thanks to this.
Fada was in some like Toon Gravity there, just hanging up in the air, but instead of falling to his death, he's saved thanks to, I guess cartoons just don't die.
You think vertical distance should affect Rupture too, right?
Nah.
Bottom lane, the pressure is coming in. Axes clean out and reveal PPD in the trees. He did have cover for a while, but now mid one way too deep. Slipping in behind the towers. Lena's TPing forward as well. They can follow the Fatal Bonds. The Dire Observer Ward saw Puppey go into the trees, and that's exactly where Optic are heading. 33 gives them the flying vision they require. Gyrocopter will deny up the tower on the bottom lane. So money taken away from Team Secret, as well as two heroes, the same two heroes again.
Yeah, I mean, Bloodseeker with that 8 armor talent, he's running around with 23, but on Agi Treads with the Shadow Blade, 1200 HP, you just die to the magical burst, as we saw.
He's getting BKB now.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say finally. I mean, it's 18 minutes, but I don't know. It's tough, right? Because that hero, I still don't know how to itemize it. I guess you could buy a hood. In this game, maybe, but it's just such a weird item to buy because then you don't accelerate or scale. It gives you no damage whatsoever. So it's really a tough hero, and I'm sure that by TI it'll probably be figured out. But for now, still a little experimentation.
TI is not that far away. By the qualifiers, we'll see if people can work it out, if it's going to be continuously abused. Fada's on the hunt, Shadow Bladed up, but he walked underneath both Obs and Sentry.
Yeah, and that was placed by Peter just to scout out this area. Sentries last longer now, so this is something we'll see more often than playing against Invis heroes. Yep. It's just a nice little high ground ward trap so that you see this Beastmaster, and you have easy turnaround potential, and that saves CCNC's life.
It's kind of funny when you think about that. Like, we're seeing a lot more Shadow Blades being picked up throughout this tournament, but with the Sentry Ward change, there's a lot more ways to actually detect them as well.
I think that change was mostly due to the Shadow Blade prominence. That item is so good, it gives you 3 more damage and 10 more attack speed than the components, has no recipe, and it gives you the active, which not only gives you the invis and the move speed, but it's an extra bonus physical damage on that attack out of invis. I think Shadow Blade should have the recipe, not Silver Edge, but I'm not in charge.
You obviously are not. And we are the lesser for it, Kyle. We are the lesser for it.
Yep. I think
don't worry, you have a platform to how many people? To 58,000 people right now who are listening, and they believe in you, Kyle.
I don't have enough stream viewers personally, so my ideas therefore are not nearly as good. But if you split the recipe to be both, 300 each, I think it's a little more balanced. But same reason I love Maelstrom. Any item that doesn't have a recipe and gives you more than the value of the components is super efficient when it comes to gold efficiency, such as Tequila, Maelstrom, and Shadowblade. What items do we see all the time? Feels like those three, Toby.
Yeah, it really, really does.
We got 3 Shadowblades already. It's 20 minutes in.
That's a really nice kill. 539 gold for the kill on Yapsaw, fueling this Lina. She's already got Yules and Shadowblade, so CCNC is the ultimate stealth pickup against heroes like the Skywrath Mage. You have no real... You got your own Yule setup, but if that Light Striker Raid's going to connect at the right time, you're dead. Laguna Blade will guarantee it. And such a low cooldown ultimate too. 60 seconds at that level 2. Fada in the trees. They're looking for him. He's invis, but then again the dust pops. They see him. No! Zai had the right idea. Pick up the boar and throw it into the trees. It was on the correct spot, but just a little too late.
Space.
Fresh Sentry was down by Zai. They're really watching for this aggressive movement of Beastmaster into the Dire jungle.
The problem here for this Lina is that the entire game, no matter what he does, if he gets roared, he dies to Skywrath ulti, and that's why you see his next item is going to be a Linken's. They don't have too much to cancel it, and Rupture Roar are both very threatening.
Yep.
My only concern is, again, how do they kill this Arc Warden as this game continues? He already has Midas Maelstrom bots, and obviously he's not going to be fighting anytime soon, but he'll accelerate rapidly.
But they at least have the survivability. Like, yeah, okay, CCNC's going to go for a Linken Sphere, protect himself from the Bloodseeker and the initiation, but the Gyrocop's got a lot out as well. Okay, well, not protect himself from that. There's the Raw, initiation, set back a little bit, but yeah, you're getting more money into Pycat. Like, his BKB is flying out in the courier right now. So you've got him. You're going to have the survivability from 33. He's building in for the Crimson Guard. Zai, he's moving quickly through the level, so you'll have his null field, so a little bit more negation as well. Like, there's a lot of things that Optic have to work with. Right now, I'm wondering just how strong they feel, because Roshan's being done. This is nighttime for the moment. PPD has Rock and Fatal Bonds. If they knew what was going on, okay, they know. There's Spark Rays everywhere.
It just dies too fast, Toby. When you have the Blood Rage buff on it, Roche takes 40% more damage. He just explodes.
Oh my god, and now you've got Nagus Immortal on the Arc Warden. I could think like killing him off once is possible. Killing him off twice with the clone problem as well, that's a lot harder. And
if you had swapped Pycat and CCNC's net worth, Optic's going to feel a lot better about this game, because the net worth right now on Lina is dead, because you will only need the Yule Shadowblade. It allows you to do what you need to do. That 2,000 gold he just died with doesn't matter. Like, he can't buy anything to survive. You need your Gyrocopter to be ahead of the game, and right now he's in 4th. It's nice that he gets a BKB, but you want him to be already close to that next damage item, because right now you're still going to lose all your team fights, plus you're on a clock.
That bloody clone bubble.
You need reach.
Smoke up. Were they in range of... Actually, they were in the perfect spot to avoid the Sentry Ward, but Vada, Yule Scepter up. They want to try and kill him off, remove that Raw. Rupture is down for Pycat with the BKB. Stands his ground. The Fatal Bonds connects perfectly with the follow-up. Rocket Black having damage. Mid one is on the run. It was 33 who was ruptured up, and that's why Mid one's moving so quickly. They burned the Aegis of the Immortal, and now isolate the damage. CCNC actually caught up to him. Now they turn back to Ace. 4 Hero is gone from Secret, and the perfect fight from Optic.
I might have spoke too soon. Optic once again with an incredibly executed team fight. They find the initiation. They kill the critical core. That was a Necro 3 double damage Beastmaster, and he died without getting a single ability off. That was the one kill they needed to start the fight.
Money has to be expended by the Arc Warden to buy back. And Optic, they're not risking it this time around. They've had a couple of kills over to Team Secret that allow them to get back into the game. This, in Game 1, Game 2, that ain't happening.
Really well played, because you can threaten that tier 3, and it's the right move. If they back immediately, Arc Warden saves that buyback, but you force him to expend that gold because he recognizes, I'm going to lose my tier 3 here, and it's way too early for that to happen.
I love how quickly, like, I still want to, like, the hero choice to Rupture, like, was Nice Talker really the hero?
Probably not.
Like, he's already got Vanguard and 2.1k HP, and he hung around, he didn't even die. He sped up the Bloodseeker. I thought, okay, yeah, Mid one's away, but that attack range is from Lina. The base attack range is already pretty damn good.
And I like what Optic's doing as well. They're going double Lincolns, at least for now. You have one queued up on the gyro as well. And I think if you're going to get the one, again, in a game like this where you're so afraid of Rupture and Roar, you want to make sure that you can double apply it onto the core that's dangling himself in front of the enemies, baiting them and distracted. Because if one of those spells is wasted, you're probably just taking the teamfight victory.
Comes forward, roars onto the Gyrocopter, CCNC's nearby, but Gyrocopter, BKBs, Black Cannon call down, doesn't get a lot of damage out, but then maybe with Laguna Blade and the Fatal Bonds, it is connected to kill off Puppey, so a 1-for-1 trade-off, not exactly the fairest trade you ever hoped for. And Ace's clone dies before they can kill it. He moves so quickly down to the bottom lane, straight into the split push. So, a sad day for PyCat, but you got kind of the wish you asked for. You said to swap the net worth of the Gyrocopter and the Lina around. Gyrocopter now has the net worth that they had, that Lina had, as you said that. So he's balanced right next to the Arc Warden.
Yeah, and Lina will take off when he's this far ahead. That team fight changed everything for Optic. That was the opening they needed, and it also forced the buyback on the critical core. That was going back in time because you set the Arc Warden's victory clock back a few minutes because all of a sudden he's got to expend 600 gold just to keep his base alive. And really well played. And it's like this is the same story in that first series they played up against VGJ.Thender. It felt like Optic had no business winning that game. And then after a miraculous and incredibly executed team fight, they take the W. And it seems like that might be the same thing that happens here. But Secret, resilient, doesn't want to get 2-0'd. Game not over by any means.
They're chasing Fada. They have sentries everywhere. Not to mention the Tinker Observer one. TP forward from Ace onto the back of the Troll. Lina getting burst down. She needs more life to survive, but the Yulza was on course. She didn't have it anymore. So 60 seconds without the Lina. Zai is dying as well. Puppey turning on this Edict, even with the Fatal Bonds connecting them. They just don't have the damage up to find one of these kills. That is now Team Secret having the great fight, and no Lina for 50 seconds? This has to be a very desirable moment for Team Secret to add more pressure to that tier 3 tower top.
And they're getting, okay, the timing that matters now, mid one's BKB. Once he picks that up, all of a sudden Bloodseeker is indestructible. And that's going to be a big problem for OG because all of a sudden Warlock's exposed. He can just get ran at, 6-shot by the Bloodseeker. Nice Fatal Bombs comes out. That might be able to defend the racks, or at least rather this tier 2.
Yeah, with that flat cannon and call down Team Secret, yeah, they're backing up.
Man, Fatal Bombs flag is some stuff right there.
Sheer really, like when you think about it, easy defense. Not having your two primary controllers, the Rubik plus the Lina, I feel like their stunts and initiation is what Team Secret fear more than anything else. Now they have their own Blink Dagger and Shadow Blade onto Beastmaster. So far has got a job. He actually just sold the Blink Dagger.
Yeah. I think he just goes BKB here,
though. Think?
What does Optic do against that? You can obviously BKB piercing interrupt with the Warlock Golem, but other than that, what damage do you have other than a flak? And it's a BKB Lincoln's gyro. That physical damage is not so threatening. You know what else? Could be a Crimson Guard. But 8th, Aeon Disc, not a fan. Not a fan of that one.
There was definitely some debate. Like he went from Fountain past his tier 2 tower on the bottom and thought about the entire way.
I really think it's BKB Crimson. All of a sudden your team doesn't die, and you have a Bloodseeker, Arc Warden, Beast. Like at some point, your draft is going to deal way too much damage. You'll get the kills you need, and then the towers just fall.
That bloody Spark Wraith. They're going to have to run around at the small area. It moves over the Gyrocopter, and the pings come instantly. Team Secret aware of the movement of Optic.
Bloodseeker BKB on Courier.
It's coming out at the moment. It may be a little bit too late. Puppey being picked up, thrown down.
Oh, they stole Edict. That's huge. Blink as well on Zai.
That means tower push.
Yep.
They look toward actually ping tier 1 tower very quickly.
It's a free tier 1. He can kill it himself now.
Yeah. Skywrath Mage is trying to keep the creep wave out, but hey, no backdoor regeneration on a tier 1 tower.
And it's really good moves by Optic in both games, just constantly taking different paths. They're taking the aggro waves. One of the ways Wings Gaming was able to win that TI6, they were always cutting more aggressive angles than other teams. And it's super important if you're trying to find kills, and they desperately need to cement their advantage, which even though they are behind, they still have the impetus to make things happen because they had the BKB advantage. That's disappeared now, but the Warlock is still the equalizer. Because a 3 or 4 man Fatal Bonds, you gotta run away from Secret.
This level of confidence from Yamsaw. I say confidence, his TP was on cooldown. That's why he hasn't left this top lane just yet. The rest of Optic moved to bottom lane to defend against the Arc Warden clone push. And now YapzOr back into the safety realm. But I'm liking Optic's warding, where they're always looking for the trees. It's Observer and Sentry together. So they see when the Hawks move out, they see when Beastmaster, who's been playing in the trees a hell of a lot, is hiding around. They see the traps around where their pushing power, where their push power is.
And Beast switched to BKB in his quick buy, which is the right choice. I 100% agree. Him and Bloodseeker can run in, whoever they roar. However, Optic also itemizing to defeat those two heroes because they recognize we can't stop them when they're BKB'd. We need to make sure we play around their ults as much as possible. And the double Lincolns is up now.
Clones revealed on bottom.
What's up soon? 400 gold.
All right, how long we got till Roshan? We will respawn in 5 seconds. So next critical target for Optic. This time around, they will actually have the numbers to try and defend Roshan.
And this is the big critical point of contention.
Who's going to see it first? Observer and Sentry down.
Ooh, Arcane Rune on Lina.
Like these two siege creeps just start moving towards Roshan because they're chasing the ball. So top lane gets pressured in by Team Secret. Their own double catapult wave. But on bottom lane, they're killing off the clone. So Optic, he actually minus one of the catapults.
Look at top though. Bloodseeker and Beastmaster
Someone needs to come back. Gyrocopter, I think, actually needs it. He doesn't have a TP.
They're going to go straight into Roche. This is a great play. They push top super hard, forces response, and now they go right into Roche.
CCNC's TP's not ready yet. So the tier 3 tower will actually fall the double catapult. It's taken way too long. Vada takes the tower with the units which were there, and yeah, Roshan's going down while Optic clean up pieces in their base.
Yep, perfect. They don't even get the tier 2 bottom. Well played. They bait Optic into the bottom area of the map. They get tier 3 and Roche. You can't ask for more. That's cheese too.
Yep. They will still have another problem. The Lincoln Sphere is completed now with the Gyrocopter. Yep. And, well, you know that BKB we were talking about? Delay it a little bit. Beastmaster feels confident. Fado now picks up the Blink Dagger again.
Okay. I like it because now you're like, all right, I'm not in danger. We don't need to go force a fight. It's more that they need the BKB if Optic was in a position to force a fight. If they get that Aegis, he needs BKB. But now you got a few more. You can catch your breath, relax a bit, maybe find a pick off thanks to the Blink Dagger now. And the issue with the Lincoln Spheres on Optic, as much as I like them, not only is your damage output significantly lessened, but if that Lincoln gets procced by something worthless, that's 5,000 dead gold. You're already 8K behind. You make that 18. How do you want to fight?
It looks like Optic are looking to try and fight. They're well away from any Radiant Vision. In fact, Radiant Vision right now is a Hawk. And the Observer Ward in front of Roshan. And, well, that Hawk is now gone. Zai claims the money for it.
Arc Warden finally on top of the net worth. We knew it would happen eventually.
Yeah.
Part of the reason our panel's not a fan of the hero is just the only way you got to play it.
All right, play-by-play, Caster. Hero's a piece of crap. And he actually has a full Hurricane Pike. It's not even a 4-star. He's got the range attack now with the pushback.
I mean, this is the style that Secret utilized to win their that first major DreamHack, right? The Lone Druid Ags, the Ace Arc Warden, the Ace Meepo. I really feel they play best when Ace is on this, I don't know a better word than cheesy. Kill the buildings.
It's
kill the creeps.
Lane-dominant heroes without being there. External lane-dominant heroes. Okay, that doesn't sound cheesy.
I mean, just
rat Dota, because I know people don't like that phrase.
The way they just won this game, or at least took the game-winning advantage, was just outplaying the movement. You know, abuse movement, force Optic, kill tier 3 Roche with no fighting whatsoever.
Smoke up. They have the gem, so Beastmaster fires him pretty close. They didn't see him. They get the pickup. It's over on Puppey. Better bonds connecting him as well as Ace. That's the real one. So then Ace, 4-star up, the homing missiles chasing him. Laguna Blade. That's almost enough to kill our Puppey, but this fight's so heavily split. The Aegis Immortal burns, Puppey will finally die, and they're waiting for the opportunity, but mid one, BKBs chases after CCNC. He sees all as well. The Pycat in the bubble comes back out of it, doesn't have that flat cannon to work with, but the Rocket Barrage and these Fatal Bonds just doing so much work, making Pycat so much more effective, but it's still not enough. Zai is doing as much control on the back lines as he can, but now it's all down to 33. As well as Zai against a Beastmaster Skyrat. None of the big damage dealing cores get to live. And YapzOr is bone dry, but he's got Nag in him set now for the next fight. My lord.
Secret really felt the lack of a Crimson Guard in that fight. Flat cannon just ripping through them. Peter was dying, but his last act was to ensure his Fatal Bonds came up on Ace right after respawn, saving that spell the entire time. So it goes off on a creep and the clone as well as Ace's real hero. It's the only reason he goes down there.
They didn't even burn the cheese actually on the Bloodseeker. Couldn't get it off in time. So yeah, with the Aegis Immortal burning, at least Optic are able to get rid of one of those critical advantages the Secret had for the fight, and they still went even trade. There's still a 3-for-3.
And I like what Puppey did. He does this on a lot of support heroes. He's going for a halberd. So effective.
Pick him up, throw him down, blood right it up. Okay, yeah, he's strong enough.
If he gets that off on the Gyro or Lina before they BKB, it's just, they're worthless heroes after a point. And it's 5 seconds of disarm, and it's not cleansed by Black King Bar either. And he recognizes as well, Optic has real damage issues, especially if that Warlock goes down. And Halberd, it's going near 2,000 HP plus evasion. And a health talent. Love Lesh.
It's that fourth core that we saw in game 1 from the Wind Ranger. It feels like Puppey's building himself into the same, but then you've got so much damage that also arrives from Yapsor. It really is the old secret, right? Like we actually have a 5-core lineup, not a 3-core.
And Fada is going for a nullifier now. He's 5,000 gold. Please spend it, Fada. Just buy something defensive. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have a Skywrath with bags, a Lesh. Like, your entire team is just vomiting damage everywhere. Just, they're effectively a bachelor party at 6 a.m. in Vegas, okay? They don't need any more drinks, all right? Just get them home.
He bought a BKB.
There you go, my man. He's listening.
A little bit short of buyback, but he'll be okay with that. Aghanim Scepter just got completed on 33. So Optic Gaming looking for more advantage coming into these team fights. I think they were really unfortunate, though, that the range of the gem, it just wasn't far enough to see the Beastmaster at the start of that last fight. Because if they had that and they just picked up the Beastmaster, Secret disengage. And then you start getting these runaway kills.
Their critical fight that they ended up winning was, of course, when they killed Beastmaster without him getting a spell off. It's the same story. You need to take them down.
Yep.
Him and Skywrath, just, they're the ones that are dealing the real damage.
It's going to be harder to do that now when Fada's got that BKB.
Yeah.
Because they need to get the initial, like, they need to get straight off stunned. And they don't really have that. Like, the telekinesis grab to Light Strike Array is kind of it.
Yeah. And the reason I say this is because Arc Warden doesn't have the damage to puncture Crimson Guard just yet. In maybe 5 more minutes or so, he'll start crushing. But for now, Night Stalker's king. And he has that Ags, too. So 3 minutes of nighttime. I think Optic's got to close this gap a little bit. Otherwise, they're just going to give up that next Roche in 2 to 5 minutes. And I don't think you win the game into double Beastmaster BKB Roar.
Actually, is you even have to wait for 5 minutes? Like, he's going to have a Daedalus, like, right now. So much money. Yapsor may be a little bit wary about this. Still in nighttime because of that darkness. So they see Yapsor and Zai so quick to jump forward and finding that pick-off over on Yapsor. 70 seconds down. So Zai able to steal the Arcane Bolt. A little bit of extra range damage. And this will allow Optic to take the tier 2 tower on bottom lane. But it's the trade-off, right? Ace's Clone already pressured mid. Puppey only has to Edict and then just add a little bit more pressure. And Fada's on top lane. That exposed Rax, they always have to look behind themselves.
And the wave clear of Secret. Even though they get that kill down bottom, their other 2 waves are already troublesome.
They're moving so quickly for the fight, and yeah, they're looking for Ace. They'll hit the Light Strike Array. The ending control is there. 80 seconds now without Ace. But top lane, the Beastmaster units are attacking the range Rax. Fortification is not available. So the TP comes in from the Gyrocopter. And he'll, with Black Cannon and cooldown, clean up everything. But the range Rax down at 71 HP.
And it puts a dent in it, at least taking out that Arc Warden. I'm very surprised Ace got caught there. Great angle from Optic, but you got to expect them to cut across, right? They didn't go for the tier 2 bottom. What could they possibly be doing? You know they're not in their base.
TPing back to base to save it, but like, it was better for Optic because they had that Observer Ward that was on the hillside, so they knew exactly it was the real Ace, and they committed so heavily for it.
And it's a great ward as well. It's something you don't see less experienced teams do. When you're behind in a position like this, you want to place a couple wards defensively, and they have 2 of them. You know the enemy side's going to try and play your side of the map as much as possible. You've got to ensure your vision covers that area because wards and enemy woods can be rendered useless if you're behind sometimes. And they have 4 up now, so a lot of vision saved for this critical part of the game. Roche respawning anytime between now and 3 minutes.
I love the points they watch too. Like they're watching both of their own ancient stacks.
Yes.
So they know where the big money is. You don't want to have all the rest of those crappy little creeps.
It's efficient vision too. You cover as many choke points and paths as possible. High grounds. They have the Gem Night Stalker. Way to go.
So quick. It's so quick on the Roshan respawn time. If that courier flies over and discovers it in 3, 2, one. Roshan. Okay, PPD, just walk in the pit. Walk in. Oh, they have Night Stalker. Okay, they see it. They see it. They will want to do this so quickly before Team Secret, because Team Secret won't be ready for this. This was so fast. Okay,
now they are.
Concussive shot actually hits Pycat.
Global concussive, man.
What
a talent.
the hell is
what
that?
a talent.
Yeah.
Halberd on, you know, I was going to bring that up. I love that choice. He was looking at Butterfly, but just buy Halberds. However, the evasion's useless because Pycat made a great choice. He's going to go MKB, which you need. Double Halberd plus the Arc Warden bubble. You needed this to deal damage. Less, honestly, worse players probably buy a Butterfly, and that's not going to do anything because your issue is not survivability right now. It's how do you deal enough damage. The MKB solves that issue for now.
3-man smoke up from Team Secret. They're looking to try and find a fight. Optic. Can these concussive shots just continue to fly? And they're giving away information. Rupture. It's on the leaner. They broke the Lincoln Sphere, and CCNC just wants to move back as far as he possibly can. Fills the Euro Scepter, and the Mystic Flash comes down. Rock does drop both of them, in fact, and the Flag Cannon call down damage. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off, support for support. As everybody resets. No Rupture for 40 seconds. And this may be that ticket to get aggressive. Move forward. Zai starts with a Fable, reduce that damage, but Ace has the end of the double damage range. He'll wear off in a second. Pycat, he cops so much, gets inside the bubble. The Mystic Flares are down once more for the BKB, protecting Pycat, but not enough. Hit one, 180 HP, scuttering himself away. The buyback has to come in from the Gyrocopter. Beastmaster killed off with Laguna Blade of CCNC.
Great buyback. Roche is up, remember. Everybody's got a buyback.
Everybody's using it.
Man, you need a Crimson Guard on Secret. Somebody, please, pick one up. I take back. Halberd bad on Bloodseeker. You knew the MKB was up already. He can buy a Crimson Guard.
Yo, come back.
It's Lena Gyro, Toby.
Yep. 33 needs to get rid of that Observer Ward. He walked in range of it previously. He's going to give it to Zai now.
Yeah. Even though that buyback from Pi isn't going to be used, it's still worth because you need to be able to contest Roche. You can't fight into double Beast and an Aegis Arc Warden. It just gives away full map control in 5 minutes, maybe even a game.
They're letting it go. No choice.
Oof.
No choice.
Well, you got a win condition now for Secret, plus a big advantage. All you got to do is kill Pi.
It's base defense. What big odds are we actually looking for Rubik to steal? Like, he just picked up an Aghanim Scepter, so it's going to be chain stealing from Zai. Like, obviously, it's not going to be as great as like the Disruptor or Omni Knight kind of combo we saw yesterday.
I mean, it's hard to do a Jabs impression.
You want the Beastmaster Raw?
That was, I don't know if you ever saw the opening. I think it was the 2013 Tonys, the Neil Patrick Harris led ensemble. But much like that, it's a hard act to follow. Shout out to Jabs.
CCNC does not want to, like... They were looking towards the bottom lane, hoping that was just Puppey AFK with his illusion. Didn't find the target, and it's just scouting out with Leshrac.
You're going to have an MKB on the Lina soon as well. I'm telling you, Toby, if they don't buy a Crimson Guard, I think Secret's going to just going to lose this game. Their damage output...
the BKB.
BKB on Arc Warden, that's good. You need that on the hero at this point of the game, but I'm just concerned that at a certain point, the Gyro might just do too much damage. All you got to do is land the initiation. Lina, too, shouldn't be underestimated. He'll have an MKB of his own pretty soon.
Yep. Just shy of level 25.
Yep.
Then you have that extra range. I'm assuming you go range over Slave, always. Yeah. Always like to double check. And he's almost completed the MKB too. He'll need to go out and get the money for it. His surplus is only 2.9k. So not what CCNC wants, because I think he understands with the Gyrocopter with his buyback on cooldown, CCNC can't burn his money. He's also just got this casual plate mail, so he has like 19 armor. He'll have to drop that if he wants the MKB. Either that or you drop your phase boots, but...
I think you don't really... you could ditch boots. It's tough.
Yeah.
I like the plate mail, though, but at the same time, man, I mean, Night Stalker's going to go AC after his BKB, I'm sure.
The split push has begun. They're sending clones in. The Lincoln Spheres protecting the frontline Lina. Remember, this is only the clone of Arc Warden, and it's still a pain in the absolute ass to kill off. So they can stun it up, but it's allowing Ace from all the way down the low ground to take the tower. And on the top lane, Varda's pushing in on the melee racks. They have to burn fortifications, and they also have to split up. Pycat's already using his Black Cannon. That's so huge when it's got such a long cooldown timer. He can clean up the top lane nice and quickly, but here we go again on bottom. Puppey, okay, you're gonna have not much to hold. It's actually going to be Diabolic Edict stolen by Zai, so you can clean up the creep wave, but the split push continues.
This is the right play from Secret, and this is what the Aegis advantage gives you. You don't want to teamfight Optic. It's way too difficult. But get Gyro to use Flak to kill creep waves and just continue poking the base. This is vintage Secret. This is how they win games. They're killing your buildings while you feel powerless to stop them.
Hard. Ace bubbles absolutely everywhere. Concussive shots continuously fly out. Puppey moving to the front lines, trying to help out his team. They get the Laguna Blade off. Arc Warden, the Fatal Bond's around from PPD. That's a lot of damage into Ace. They'll already burn off the Aegis for the Immortal. They were connected by Fatal Bonds, but they're still losing their melee racks. Fada, he almost got a backdoor regeneration, but the creep wave came in range, and he's got the melee racks.
I think that's fine. You trade Aegis for melee racks. It feels bad, but now you might be able to win a fight, but no Golem.
Yeah.
Oh, Fatal Bond's only on one.
He's in real deep. Fatal Bonds connects. He really had a death wish, but it's also the setup. The melee racks is already gone. They look towards the mid. Pycat, the refresher raw that comes out. The push back from Zai's own raw, controlling up the Bloodseeker. The rock drop is down, and already a quick buyback. Fatal Bonds needs to come out right now from PPD. They need to have some efficient damage, because without the Gyrocopter, the damage doesn't even really exist from Optic.
No buyback Gyro. They knew that. Fada blows both the refresher and the real roar just to ensure the kill. Really well played by Secret. Again, they played that perfectly. If they go to try and force a fight, if they're all in the same lane, I don't think that goes just quite as well, but they get the top racks for free. It allows Fada to close the gap, and they just continue spamming spells. They take bullets out of the Optic teamfight gun, and all of a sudden they're left without the Fatal, without the Golem. And what do you do?
Without the Gyrocopter for 70 more seconds. And they know he's not there because he already spent his buyback previously. It's not because of money, it's because of cooldown. They don't have the Gyrocopter.
Yeah. And I point to CCNC. Yeah, you can buy back, but he has 6,000 gold. He had 7,000 in that fight with no MKB. He's useless.
CCNC, look at the damage he's taking. Just the Daedalus hits. Ruben can't stand in that. That really is going to become the game. They're already ripping apart the mid lane, and there's no collateral. Like, Team Secret are losing really nothing here. They back up a little bit, but the Gyrocopter's still dead for half a minute. Lena's got the attack range, but she just...
No MKB.
Yeah, she needs to send the courier out. She needs to send the courier out. That's the only other way to do it. Raw is out right on top of Zai, and down he goes. No buyback available. PPD, Rock, as well as Fatal Bonds was used, but with no damage, they know it. GG is the call, and we will have a third game to decide who will face up against Team Liquid in that semi-final.
Secret abusing Optic Gaming's complete lack of reach. They followed the script. This time it was enough to win the game, and I point to, when you have one core without buyback, you cannot save 7,000 gold in a critical base defense moment. If you don't have an MKB, that item renders you're useless because you can't do anything to an Arc Warden just sitting in the safety of